All right, what's up, reefers? So today's a very special occasion. We're here with Sever, but we're also going to be talking about aquascaping, the rock, and the stone fix, and some of the other tools and things that you can go with making your aquascaping. So many of you guys know I got my Aquaforest Ocean Guard 980. In the background, you see some of my aquascaping and the paper to represent the size of the tank. So I thought only fitting to do this video to have a bit of aquascaping in the background. So Sever, once again, thanks for joining and talking a little bit about aquascaping and some of the Aquaforest products.
Okay, what's up, reefer? I will learn that. And Aaron, thank you for inviting me again. I'm very happy to be with you. And so today we will talk, as Aaron said, about aquascaping, about the rock itself, about Aquaforest rock. I made few video before about this product because I'm super convinced that it's one of the best seller of Aquaforest, and at the same time one of the best rock on the market.
Yep.
And I would like why it's so important, the rock in our tanks. In our tanks, we need the rock not for making decoration. That's good as well, to looking good, to have a decoration, to have aquascaping. That is for, but in the same time, it has a very important role. It should be a biofiltration media, like in nature. You have the real life, in the reality, the rock that we have in the tanks in the oceans. It's very porous. It's a special place where bacteria can colonize it, make some biological process that
that's
helps,
right. You have anaerobic and aerobic bacteria, some on the surface and some deep inside of the pores.
Yes, exactly. So our rock, it's super light, super porous. Because it's super porous, it's very light.
Sure.
And that's a
for people
something.
Go.
No, that's when we are going to the show and we're showing to some aquarists the rock. When I gave them the rock in their hand, and they try to resist the weight, but they are quite surprised that it's so light. And
yes, I remember at MACNA a couple years ago in Anaheim when we actually first met face to face. And you had just finished some of the rock and you had some on the display. And when you gave me the piece, I was also super surprised because it looks much more dense. But when you gave it to me, it's very light. And so for those of you who didn't see the picture that I posted or have seen the rock before, I'm going to hold up on camera just a little bit of the rock and you can see what it's like. So unlike other rock, actually is extremely porous, and I'll see how I can go before I lose focus.
Yeah, and you see in the same time how beautiful it is in the same occasion, and it looks very natural, and probably this piece that you have in your hand, it's super light, I suppose.
It's very light, yeah. And all the pieces of the white you see are pieces where I broke off because I wanted to intentionally show you guys what the substrate was inside of it, so then you could see what it's like and just how light it is. So it's pretty remarkable exactly how light and how natural the coloration goes. Like right now it's dry, right? And you can see the pinks on it and a little bit of reds and some whites. But once you get it wet, it also looks just like normal natural coralline algae.
Yes, that's true. And it's totally neutral for chemistry of our tanks, which is very important because I found out during our experience in hobby that some of the rocks can leach some heavy metals like chromium, like many other things that you don't want to have in your tank. And this one is
like phosphates and nitrates. When a lot of people will get a hair algae growing and they test their water and the water is normal or maybe just outside of range, but when they take a closer look at the rock, there's all this nutrients inside of the rock that's then coming out of the rock, and then hence you're getting all this hair algae growing on the rock.
So we approach to the rock in different way. We didn't want to have just a decoration. It's very important, as I said. It should be decorated. It should be looks good, and it should have very nice shapes. But it should be filtration media. And we didn't want to make a piece of cement that we'll put in the tank that will weigh 50 pounds one piece.
Sure.
But we want to have a very light, very porous, that the bacteria can grow, that the pH and the KH will be stabilized on the surface on the rock, where all the process of filtration is happen, and when the coral is growing, and we sell that a lot. I mean, we have a much more and more mature tanks for years. I have in my tank, in our tanks, we have for years.
Mm-hmm.
So I can say that we tested in so many different tanks and so many different conditions that I'm very happy with the results. And of course we sell it in the package, and the package is 18 kilograms, so it will be more or less like 40 pounds. Yeah,
40, yeah, a couple pounds. I'll go and I'll grab a box, so for those who want to see it.
Yeah, and so inside it's you have the rock inside.
So this is how the box comes, and inside there's packaging on the top, and then it's surrounded by newspaper. So I've taken some of that out, but for those of you who wanted to see, let's see if I can get this. So there's a variety of different shapes, from arches to flat pieces to some base rock. So quite a bit of different material in there.
Yes, exactly. And normally, if you look on other brands rock, in this packaging, like we have, probably will put 10 kilograms. So and because it's much heavier. And when you look, if you usually you buy it by kilograms or by pounds, but in the end you need to put it in a tank. So volume is very important, and the ratio volume versus price is very attractive in our case. And this is and it's light. That is light. It's just a side effect because it's porous. It's not just it's just because we want to make it light. We want to make it very porous. That was the main goal.
I think what's particularly interesting is over the years, the idea of aquascaping has changed so much from, back when I first started, and you as well, like 25 years ago, it was just a wall of rock, whether it was cascading down or it was flat along the back and built out. But today, more and more reefers are exploring the idea of a negative aquascaping and a lot less rock and a lot more open space. And I think that becomes particularly important when you talked about the filtration. The more rock you remove, and either you don't have it in your sump or you don't have it at all, the harder the rock actually has to work in order to provide the same amount of filtration and balance inside of the aquarium. So I really appreciate that this is light and functional to provide filtration in the aquarium, regardless of whether you have a negative aquascaping of lots of open space or a little bit more rock in there. It's still providing an ample amount of space for filtration.
Yes, and the shapes that you will find in the boxes are you can adjust it, you can cut it, you can you can glue it, and we have a very popular and very good glue, which is Aquaforest Stone Fix. But anyway, I would like to say that the rock, it's easy to you make it, so you know how it's working. It's quite easy to just make the glue. That's glue very fast, and it's nice, and it's also very safe for the tanks, and it's doesn't have any negative effect on the chemistry of water. And besides that, we have a lot of aquascaping glue. Few. We have a glue which is one is gel, other is two parts that you can glue coral to the rock, mostly. But if you want to glue the big structure of rock, AF Stone Fix it's the best choice. And we have another glue that you probably don't have in your home. It's a AF Poly glue, which is the polymer that you can heat it. It will be melted. Melted.
Yeah. It goes from solid little beads into this like a liquid. So the way that I've used other brands in the past is I'll use a glass container, like a measuring container. I'll put them in there with hot water. I'll put it in the microwave, just the hot water, and then I'll use a chopstick and stir the polymers in, just so I get uniformity of like going from solid to a liquid.
Exactly, and this polymer that you have, it's a biodegradable material. So when you glue we don't recommend to glue the rock with that, because in the time it will be dissolved, and
yes.
So we recommend to glue the corals to the rock, which is really awesome, because when you will glue the coral, during the time it will be dissolved, the glue itself, and the coral will grow on the rock on this glue. So this way it's also totally neutral for the chemistry of water. So it's safe to use, but glue the coral to the rock. That would be better. So this is the we also have the We also have the frac rocks, which are very nice to make.
Nice little plugs. Yeah,
yeah.
I have some of those. I'll put another little video on that, and we'll post it up in the corner up here for you guys to check out that video as well. I'll make one of mixing of the stone fix, and I know on our YouTube page we have one already that Deborah had made of mixing it, and you can see how she put it down, how quickly it holds. But you know, think of it just as like a reef-safe quick cement. It does dry really quickly, so you have to think about what you're doing and do small batches at a time. Like I use a little plastic takeaway container, and I put a little bit of RODI water and a little bit of the stone fix, mix it up to the consistency that I want, and do 1 or 2 pieces at a time, because if you mix a whole bunch, you're gonna have a brick. So a little bit goes a long way, and so do small little bits at a time.
Yeah, we recommend to glue this rock, use this glue outside of the tank, but it's still possible to use in the tank, but it's a different approach. You will see in the video, but it's better not to use too much, you know, at the time, because there's a process that will the air will be absorbed a little bit by the glue. So if you will make, I don't know, too much, like 10 or 20 rock, you will glue it with the glue in the time when you have the life in your tank. It could be necessary, but it would be lack of air in the water. But it's just if you really use a lot. But if you make a 1, 2 rock, it will be totally safe as well.
Yeah, I totally get that, and just, you know, for people to think about it, it does make a little mess if it drips. So have something underneath it, or just be conscious of that, what's underneath it when you're gluing it, just to keep that in mind. But again, the consistency of the paste that you make will definitely dry quick. So again, watch the video that Deborah done, or the one I'll post out, so you guys can see a little bit more on that. But it really does bond super quickly. Within 10-15 minutes, it's set. Definitely would recommend letting it cure overnight, if possible, a little longer, before putting it submersed in water. But it definitely, it's fantastic stuff. I don't know if you guys can fully see the structure in the back that I was playing with here, but it definitely holds incredibly well and gives you the precision of how you want to stack the rock, or how you want to be able to get the intricacies of your aquascaping.
Yes, exactly. And we have now because normally the packaging that you have, Aaron, it's a mix. Different shapes of the rock. But if you need shelves, for example, only because you have your structure already, and you need to, we have also separate product that you will have only shelves, only base, only arch. So you have a lot of, and you have a mix as well. So you have a choice to choose whatever you want, and what kind of aquascaping you will have dominant. Right?
And I see on the box that there's also a branch. Is that something that's coming down the pike?
Yes, that is something that we work on it, but it's not ready yet. It's a big challenge for us to do that, but we are on the right track. So that's why we put it on the packaging, to not really remake all from the scratch.
Sure.
Yes, but for now we still don't have it, and we will launch a very nice promo with the rock, depending on where it will be. But in Europe and probably in States, in Australia, we'll have something that is called live Biofuel. It's also very, very nice product. It will be inside with the rock in the packaging as a free product. Live Biofuel, it's something that unique in our industry, in our let's say Aquaforest offer, because it's a biofiltration media that is already with the bacteria settle on this media. We do that. It's a very porous material, very light, and we settle the bacteria in our laboratory, in our production, in this media. So when you will open the packaging and you will put it in the tank, it will work immediately. I love this product personally because I use it in my old home tanks, and I started the tanks with that. Of course, I have a tank that have a 300 liters, more or less. So the new Ocean Guard tank, the 435, and so this one, I I use 7 liters of this product.
Mm-hmm.
Normally recommend less, but more is better because you have a more positive, like a more positive bacteria. I can say good bacteria. Let's say this way, and the filtration capacity will be even better. So when I did that with the tank, I didn't have almost any maturation sign. So I didn't have algae and things like that. It was I make a water change from another tank. Which also probably
bacteria and between the new bacteria and the old bacteria from the tank that helped to speed things up even more.
Yes. Even I didn't see any hair algae, anything like that. It just started very, very fast.
Wow.
And ammonia and so on. So the cycle was super fast. And many people compare this product to the other media that you have in the market, and they said this is this one, this is this one.
Right.
And they have this porous, this not porous, and more porous. But this product, it's totally different because it's super porous. Of course, they have a lot of space, but you already have bacteria installed. So when you will put it, it will work immediately after. So there's no need to wait till it will be colonized, when it will be settled. And so this is a unique and super good product.
Or need to buy additional products. You know, some of the other brands on the market say where you have to buy that particular product and buy another bacteria in a bottle, and then you let it sit overnight. So in essence, you're waiting and have to buy two things. With this, you just buy the one, put it into a reactor, put it into a high flow space, and it starts working immediately, which is something I really like. That I don't have to buy additional products.
And in our place, to colonize the bacteria, the time it's almost 30 days. So it's not so like in 2 days you put it in the tank, and it's in the higher temperature. I made a video somewhere how it looks like, but it's not to really have this bacteria inside. It's usually 30 days. The process is that they take this product to the microscope, to the laboratory. They count the bacteria. If the number of bacteria, of course, in the small area, they have the measure as a average. If it's match our goal, our range, they just pack it in the packaging. When you will open, usually it's still a little bit wet. It's a little bit like a moisture inside. But these bacteria are very resistant. They can be in the packaging almost more than 2 years without any effect of their capacity or to replicate and be there.
I think it's great material, and it's unlike anything that I've seen on the market now. Where it reminds me a lot like the stone pumice, where it's really light, really porous, but in this case, it has the beneficial bacteria already there. So in your instance, do you find it's best for people to put it into a media reactor, to put it in a container in their sump? Like, how would you see the best use of that product?
I see it as a inside of Aquaforest reactor, which is also very, very nice. And of course you have a stable flow inside, so the reactor is always best in my opinion. But also you can make in high flow in some basket where you have water pass through. It will make the same world, but the reactor is always better. But it's not necessarily a must. And there's also something that I would like to clarify. We recommend to renew to make a change of 10%, 15% of this media every 2-3 months, just to renew the bacteria, the strains of bacteria, to renew it. It's not a must. It's a good habit.
Sure.
It will work better, but it's not a must, because I heard from some people, oh, you need to replace it. I will not buy it because I will replace it. So you don't need it. It will work, but it will work more effectively if you will do it. But if you will not do it, it will be still good.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. And for people who want to find another use for the product after they've taken it out and replaced the media, can you use it somewhere else? Can you put it in a refugium? Can it be used in other forms that has benefit as opposed to just throwing it away or putting it in the garden?
It was a question to me. I don't know. It's you
Yeah,
don't need to,
I just,
but you can also. It's not necessary. You can add a little bit more.
Mhm.
That's it. But you can. I didn't thought of what you can do with that. But just you can use it as a decoration. But but
Well, if anyone has any thoughts and comments on it, please put it down below, and I'll keep thinking about it as well, because I wonder, for people who are going to be replacing it, 10% on a monthly basis over time, that could be a lot of media. So, and if you could use it in your refugium, for example, and
yes, of course, it will be still be good to use. But you can put somewhere where your flower is, just on the top of it. There's probably millions of because it's neutral. Of course, it will be you will have find the detritus on this, so you should wash it.
Yeah, you'll have some salt deposits, of course.
Yes, and it's good also because if it's reactor, if the water, you have the sand, you have a lot of detritus on site, so it's good time to time to just take it out from the reactor, just wash it, but of course with the salt water, not the fresh water.
Of course,
and just put it again. It's but just to clean it.
Yeah, and the new Aquaforest reactors with just a screw top make it so much easier. I know you did a video recently, in a competition, how fast you could unscrew and clean it and put it back together. And they're really nice. They're not as popular or available in the US, so I'm hoping that more people start to use them. I'm going to put 2 of them on my tank, and I'm definitely going to be filling them up and excited to see. And I'll be showing you guys some pictures of them as well.
Yeah, but Aaron have the new Aquaforest Ocean Guard tank. So this is as a free product in every Ocean Guard. So you have a reactor. So Aaron received there also as well in the there's a whole package. So you have salt, you have all test kits, you have there's a huge package of products that you are free, just to don't think about to buy any chemical products. You have bacteria, you have rock. You have almost everything that you will need to.
It's a great starter kit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and and this reactor, we also had the older one, which was good reactor, but it was a pain to screw it, to clean it, and to clean the sponge. It took too much time. So now you have clicks, so it's super easy. It's super easy. It looks good. It's very effective as well as a flow. And you can turn what is the name of the
nozzle? I'll go get it and I'll show you guys.
Yeah, so you can it's years of experience, and we made it really, really nice. Yeah, see, so you have a sponge, you can divide the media inside, so you can move the top exactly, so as you want.
So as you open it, you can see there's different compartments and chambers here with the sponges. So you could put a couple different things on there and space them out, obviously, to put your different things on there.
So somebody named it as stocked method or something like that. But you use the, let's say, or like a zeomix, carbon, and the phosphate in the one reactor, and it goes pass through. And you can do this way as well with this.
That's right. And you were talking about the nozzles on it, so how you can easily turn them any which way.
Yeah, and you just screw it on the bottom just to hold it, and you can exactly.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to use, and it's still very good quality.
The best part about it, guys, no thumb screws.
Yeah, exactly.
So done, turn, and you're good to go. So,
exactly. For example, this reactor in my home, I have outside of the tank, so I really trust it's very well sealed, and you have a silicone gasket on this, so it's very nicely made.
And I think it's available in 3 different sizes.
Yes, so we have 90 millimeters. So it's 90 millimeters, 110 millimeters, and 130, and so I don't remember exactly the volume. It's like probably this one have a 3 liter something.
This is the 110 for people watching this and wondering what size it is. So you can see it's probably a bit of 18 inches here. So it's
so it's around 3.5 or 3.7 liter inside. So of the media that you can put. So it's a lot for your tank, for example. It will be a great, because in the sump you have a special place where you can put it, this rock, because you in the sump we have a PCV sump which is also looking great.
Yes.
And they have a special place. Normally you have there the sacks.
Right.
You can just take it off, and in the place of the sack you can put the reactor. And in the very near future, we'll have the roller mat that will fit us as well inside this. And we have a prototype that we are finally testing. It will be very, very nice roller mat.
Awesome. That's awesome. I've used them from time to time. My buddy Devin swears by them, and so I put it on the old tank, one of the ones I had from Coral View, and it was a great product. So I'm very excited to be able to have that come to market as well, because it really does take out some of those fine particulates that you just can't pull out from a sock, either it's mesh or it's felt. So I think that's going to be an awesome add-on to the Ocean Guard.
Yeah, but in the sacks you can put some medias as well, because we have a one that is not clocking. So we have for, let's say, for Zeomix or for carbon, you can just it's as a media reactor kind of. You can use it, and so yeah. But anyway, you have a choice.
Exactly, and we'll do another video coming up in this series where Seweryn and I will talk specifically about the sump. So before mine gets wet in the next couple of weeks, we'll make a video and we'll post it so you can.
Next couple of weeks? I thought that will be sooner.
By the time people are watching this, it'll be full of water. But getting enough people to come over to fill it or to lift it up has been the challenge. So anyone getting the Ocean Guard, please make sure that you prepare enough people to be able to lift them up, because they're incredibly well built and heavy. So putting it out there in advance. So quality.
And please read the instruction, because it's very important. It's very important. It's complicated. It's not super complicated, but there are some rules to follow. As for example, how many people you need to carry it. And the cabinet is already assembled in the box, so that's why you need some, and the cabinet is super solid, and that's why you need some people to lift it. And then the rimless tank, they have a really thick glass, and so it's also glass. It's super heavy, so it's not. It could weight around like 300 kilograms. So. Yeah.
I'll give those watching a bit of preference and context. So my old tank that I took out, 130 gallons, it took 2 people, one to lift up the stand, take it away, and the cabinet, lift it up, take it away. We had 5 people try to lift the tank. 5 people couldn't do it. So the instructions say at least 6. So I'm trying to get at least 8 people to come over this weekend and for us to lift it up and get it in. So definitely have more people than you think, because it's not like other brands on the market where a few people can do it. It definitely will take a couple extra people.
No, because it's a very solid construction, as we discussed. It's for this perspective, weight justified the quality, and it's not that it should be light. In this case, the structure of the cabinet should be super solid. For example, for you living in LA, where you have earthquakes,
right. Yeah,
and of course, it depends of the force of the
size of the earthquake,
the size of the earthquake. But generally, if you will try to move it, you will not able. You will see it will be rock solid.
Exactly. Even right now with the stand in place, it's rock solid. So we'll do a video when it's up and in, and I'll try pushing it so you guys can all see. Right now, this thing doesn't go anywhere.
And when you will have a tank on it and the water, no way. I remember, that's why we make this construction different. We didn't want to make IKEA style cabinet for a tank, which sometimes weight a ton.
Sure.
So so that's why we and Aquaforest Ocean. Maybe it will be a video, a different topic, but I will just finish. So because our tanks have a special certificate or a safety certificate, which is when we gave them all the data, the tanks for testing this organization.
Yes.
And they told at the beginning, when we have the normal stand that are on the different brand on the market, they said, no way, we'll not give you any certification. You can put the shoes on it,
sure.
or maybe TV, but not too heavy, but not the tank with
water in it.
600, 700 kilograms. And so that's make me think, the responsibility, it's a serious stuff. So to have this certification of safety, we need to reconstruct all the pieces, and of course the material, the screws, everything. It's super solid. They have the A1 certification, which is mean they have so special resistance on the weight, and it's not only on the stable force down, but it's also tank. It's moving a little bit. You have the weight. You have the wave makers inside the tank, and it's sometimes I see sometimes there are just like
right.
I'm freaking out when I see that. So that's why we probably that's one of the reasons that we assemble this tank in our place, in our company, because we have a special tool, we know how to do it, and we gave the guarantee for that. And this is the because I'm not I'm not the MacGyver. I don't know how to really make some stuff. I don't have any special keys with the pressure and things and so on. So I'm very happy that somebody did for me that, because I can make a mistake. I'm not the professional, and this is to be safe or not safe. Like if it move or not. You have children. You have everything is going on. So I prefer really to have top notch to really have a safe and very solid construction.
Absolutely. So we'll leave a lot of this stuff. We'll talk about it in our next video about the Ocean Guard tank and about the sumps and stuff. So by all means, I know you guys are gonna have some questions. Leave them down in the post, in the comments below, and we'll get to those as well as create a couple of videos specifically talking about the sump, how to be able to set up the different types of chambers, looking at the plumbing for it, and then getting into the tank itself and a little bit of the details on that. So we'll be doing a couple more videos specifically on the tank, all the equipment, for you guys to be able to learn a little bit more about it. As obviously it's going to be a couple more months before in the US we're going to have some tanks available. So the best thing we can do right now is to begin to educate you and share all the different info that we have for those of us who have that, and there's a couple now that do, as we go through this process. So the more we can share, the more that informed you're going to be, and to decide whether that this is the right tank for you, because it's not going to be the cheapest tank, but I can say it's probably the best built tank on the market.
Yeah, every part is very well thought. We thought about every part. Every part should be better. Every small part should be the small screw, the hinges, the pipes, the gate valves. Every part should be better, and that was our goal, not to have any compromise on this, because we want to really we can cut the cost on everything almost, but we thought. Some people buy some lights, some fixture on the tank, and they pay more for a tank, or a few corals can cost more than whole tank. And I know that there's people that will really enjoy this quality and
absolutely. So we'll be talking about that as well as the different panels, the options that you can go, because right now most people, it's either black or white. And so Aquaforest has really stepped outside of the box, and it has a variety of different colors, from the black, several different grays, a white, and a warm sand color. So for those of you who are trying to color match to the interior of your home, you're going to be really impressed by this. So again, we're going to leave some of this for the next video. But again, wanted to start this conversation a little bit more about the rock, why it's so unique and interesting when we talk about aquascaping, and the different types of substrates and glues that we can put it together. So Sever, thanks for taking the time. Yeah, one more thing, hit me.
One more thing. We have another thing that it's related to the aquascaping. It's AF biosand, and this is also something very unique. And we forgot to talk about this. It's a sand that you have a special sand. It's dry, but you have a special bacteria and the media for the bacteria, and the kind of food source for this bacteria. So you have a special preparation how to do it to make the sand alive in 48 hours, and then you can add it to the tank, and it's very nice color, and you have a you can see it on even in the store. You can see it how it looks like before you will buy it.
The grain consistency for those watching this, it ranges, I would say, between 1.5 mm to 2.5. So it's really, and it's flat, so it's not round or not, but it's very natural looking. And there's some other colors in there, some reds, some browns, some beiges. So it really does look like other more natural sands that you would get some variation in it, and it looks dense enough that you're not going to get it blowing around with power heads in it as well.
Exactly. Okay, so maybe we'll make another video about biosand, about biosand, and I think that we said in the short 36 minutes we said everything.
Fantastic. So again, Sever, thanks for your time, and thank you guys for watching. Again, if you like this content, please let us know your thoughts, comments below. Smash that like button, thumbs up, and subscribe if you want more content like this that's going to help you to inform your tanking process. So for now, happy reefing. Thanks, guys.
Happy reefing. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.